Okay, what I've got going on here is a pretty bad frost hit Yacon plant, which was not my intent. I did cover it up, but it didn't work. So what I am going to do is cut them off with my little garden knife, which is a little Gerber. Awfully good garden knife. I've had it for years. And Yacon does not like the cold at all. So the plant has been hit by, it was pretty much all ice out here this morning. So what I am going to do, I'm going to have to get in the bed here. And Yacon, I got these in the ground like almost 2 months late, folks. But the purpose was to get the plant established, and I would eat what did develop into a tuber because I really like them. They're really sweet. But to save the little tubers for next year's plant. So I'm going to try to see if I can save some little tubers. I've got 2 plants. They cost me plenty. They are not cheap now. Years ago, there's one right there. They usually get almost 10 times that big, even up here in Maine. But this is this year's plant, but I'm after these to eat, but I'm after the ones that I could store away for next year. When I first started growing these, you could get a live plant in a 4-inch pot through Walmart online for something like $4 a piece. There's another tuber about the same size. And these cost me, I think it was like $40 for 2 little tiny scraggly plants. So, just like everything else, they've gone up in price. So I should have brought my little shovel. I might have to go get it. But I'm being very careful. That might be all the tubers I get. There might be a couple, 1 or 2 stuck right straight down. We're going to find out. Got a lot of roots. It did try to establish itself. Okay, so I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'll shake this off. And there's another one. I don't know if you're seeing this, folks. I hope you are. There's 2. There's a lot of worms in here. It's always a good sign. This is a little tiny one. I don't know. But what I'm after is something to eat, but also these little tubers here, that is for next year's plant. So I'll take some of this soil and I'll mix it with some other soil that is not depleted. I will plant this in a pot and I will put it underneath my house so it will go dormant to plant again next year, and hopefully a whole lot earlier, right? But I ordered some off from Etsy. They weren't the greatest plants whatsoever. They died. They came to me about half rotten. I was refunded my money, which is good. And then I ordered from a place a lot closer with less shipping time, right? So that turned out pretty good. And I think that is it. a lot of roots, bone. You can tell there's compost in here. So I'll take this and replant it, but right now I've got another plant to dig up, so I'm going to keep those roots a little moist. But out of that small, immature plant, I still got some pretty decent tubers. Well, they're small. They're really small for Yacon, but that's all right. At least I got something, right? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll give me quite a few snacks. So let's go on to the other plant, which did not do as well as this one. It was quite a bit smaller. We'll see how that did. So here I am at my other plant. You can see it got hit by frost pretty good, frost to ice. This right here is what the leaves look like. That one got touched by frost. But I've got to get them out of the ground, folks. So just gonna cut them off. That'll go in the compost with the rest. And we'll see how this one did. It's in there pretty good. I can see one tuber already. I don't know if that's a good sign or not. I guess we'll see. So there's one that's got a split right there. It's all right, I can work around that. There is another one, and this one only has one. I don't know if you're seeing that. One, I wouldn't even call that another one. So this one only gave me one starter plant for the next year. So let's get this out of the way, see if there's any more down in here. Like, again, I should have brought my little tiny shovel. I did not. That dirt, that soil, is a little more compact than I would like it to be. Could be part of the reason why it didn't do very well here, even though it's the same raised bed. I originally put this bed, a lot of worms. I originally put this bed in because I grew sweet potatoes one year. Really, really babied them. And for Maine, I got some pretty decent, that's all there was, folks. I got some pretty decent sweet potatoes, but I had to put a cover over them to keep the soil warm, and had to really keep them watered pretty good. So here for me, in order to grow sweet potatoes, they've got to be done in a raised bed with a cover to hold in the heat, watered pretty good, and fertilized pretty good with compost, because there's a lot of greenery on sweet potato vines, right? So any big plant, probably a pretty good idea to give it extra nitrogen. So that's all I got for this year's harvest, folks. And again, this here, I hope you're seeing this. What you do is you wash it, and I eat it raw. It's really sweet, it's really nutty. If you cook it, it's awful easy to candy it because there's so much sugar in here. You can buy Yacon syrup, and Yacon is Y-A-C-O-N. You can make, not with this little bit, but you can make you could buy Yacon syrup, because there's so much sweetness in there that when you fry it, it'll candy up, which is not bad. not bad. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that I really enjoy my raw vegetables. I eat like my Jerusalem artichokes. Uh, I have only eaten them raw, folks. I have never tried them any other way because I enjoy them so much raw. I have seen them cooked, I have seen them fried, I have seen them boiled, all of that, but I have never tried it. So, not bad for getting them in the ground 2 months too late. Next year, hopefully I can do something different. Again, just like the other one, I'll put this one seed in a pot, put them under my house where it does not freeze and it's cool, but it doesn't get any warmer than any colder than about 52 degrees underneath, even in the coldest weather. So hopefully that is cool enough to store these for the winter, over the winter. We will see, folks. They're too expensive to keep buying every year, so I got to do everything I can to try to establish plants from year to year. And as some of you know, sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't. The powers that be will determine that. Your experiments, your experience, your know-how sometimes wins, sometimes it fails us, right?